Alright, so I went ahead and did a little bit of some prep work here because I have today's trash day. So I had a lot of extra noise going on in the background, and I'm just trying to make this relatively as clean audio as I can, so it sounds good, looks good, all that. But today I'm working on hemming the pair of pants that is right in front of us, and I set this up anytime I'm steaming or ironing just to kind of protect the surface I'm working on. In this case, it's my striking, a little extra light here. Boom. It's my dresser, and as well as I have my cutting mat here. So I just don't want to damage anything. I'm trying to protect it as best as I can. Especially this is thin and lifted off. It's a nice portable ironing board that I use. So I rolled this a little bit before, but I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more just to make sure that this fabric is clean as it can be, and hopefully try to make my job a little bit easier and a little bit more of a professional finish. So that's that rolled. I'm gonna go ahead and line this up. I'm lining up all the seams and creases on the fabric, lining up the edge, and for speed of the process, I am going to steam it. So this part will take off some noise, so that way it won't be bothersome. I also realized I did not pin this in just as yet. I steamed it, but I didn't pin it, and then I need to steam it again. So what I'm going to do now is, since I pre-measured this, spoke with the owner and made sure that they wanted it's okay with me for them to, it's okay with them for me to fold this in one time on the original hem that's there, essentially like so. I'm going to line this up, I'm going to iron it and steam it, and then I'm going to go ahead and pin it after that, and that's going to be the new size. They love it that way, and they don't mind that this becomes a little bit thicker. I didn't want to undo this hem if not necessary, bring it up, cut it, or anything like that. They're happy with me just rolling it up one time, so that's what I'm going to do. So you may hear some background noise or talking in the background. My partner's mom's next door having a work meeting, so gotta do what I gotta do, and the show must go on. So what I'm doing right now is I have to double check the needle I have is correct, my tension is on 2, my length is on 2, and I'm utilizing a straight stitch. So I've already pinned this, and I pin usually starting with the seams of the fabric just so I make sure everything is lined up, and that's kind of the same way that I begin my stitching. And I'm going to make sure that, let me grab one more tool here, my little hump jumper, all that. I use this for everything just to kind of help these thicker parts go through under the presser foot. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. I have this tool here that, as I find, because I'm going to try to locate here the edge of the fabric, and I want to be creating a straight hem all the way around the fabric because I want it to look good. I want it to be very comforting and very appealing to look at. Also just double check that this is straight. I usually like to line this up with the lines that are on the machine, but right now I'm a little bit over them, so I'm going to go ahead and get this started. So as easy as it would be to film around it and act like it didn't happen, I did notice at times I saw that there was a little bit of warping, and I didn't stop to take a further look. Here you can see pretty evidently that there's some, it's a little crooked there. Now over the seam, I mean, it happens, but I also notice here it's about a ½ an inch, whereas over here is, I don't know, less than a quarter of an inch. So obviously when I folded it, I neglected to double verify. So here it's a giant crooked line, and not only was it crooked inside, on the outside where my original start was, I don't know, I guess it was just so thick, I totally messed that up. And that happens. I mean, you know, I'm gonna fix it. I also realized the length of the stitch was a little shorter than I would have liked it, so I had to seam rip the entire thing, and I pulled it out from the bottom stitch from what I could after I removed the back stitch. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this again and take my time. I'm gonna probably have to pin it again and, you know, right my wrong. And I think one of the important things is being accountable of it, acknowledging it, and seeing how you can fix it for the future. Alright, so took it out, ironed it again, repinned it, and this is a much more beautiful, functional hem. Love it. And on to the next one. Alright, so ironically, the first was better than the second, but I think it still looks pretty good. And the first looks awesome. I may just consult it. I could always redo it, but I'm sure that it will work very well.